Hi again and welcome back to another Origins video. In today's video I've got the Finn origin created by the user known as 𝓵𝓲𝓷𝓴𝓼 from the Origins Discord server. If you'd like to download this origin for yourself, you can find it within that origin. Either way, let's get started. Finn the Human, a 3 impact origin, adventure time. Backpack, you have an extra inventory. You can access this using your primary ability. So move it into it, you've got your little extra inventory accessible by pressing the G button. Now this is basically just using the shulker's inventory that we've seen from regular Minecraft Origins shenanigans anyway, which is a 9 extra slots of inventory space. Grabbing some items and opening up that inventory to jump in there. If we just leave those items in there and then kill ourselves, as you can see, the items are still in there even post-death. Which is a pretty useful thing, as this inventory always is, but other than that, it's just 9 extra slots of useful inventory space. Speedy Boy, you're faster than a normal person. You have slightly increased speed boot benefits, allowing you to go a lot faster than the regular person would normally do. It's not exactly an amazing thing, but it's also quite useful to have in the first place. Shiny, gold is better for you. What is gold? Why is gold? Going into creative mode, we can find out. Summoning our husky and using our wooden sword. 1, 2, 3, 4. Using a stone sword. 1, 2, 3, 4. Using a gold sword. 1, 2, 3. Now, in typical standards, the gold sword will do the same amount of damage as your wooden sword, but in this standard here, it does more damage than even a stone sword. Grabbing ourselves out an iron sword, and using his weapon again. We got 1, 2, 3. 3 hits with an iron sword, 3 crit hits, and 3 crits with a golden sword. If we go to single non-crit hits, you got 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 non-crit hits with a gold sword. Getting out our iron sword. 1, 2, 3, 4 non-crits with a normal iron sword. If we go to diamond, as you can see, diamond will do it in 3 non-crits and in 1, 2 crits. Effectively meaning your average gold weapon will do roughly around the same damage as iron will. Getting out some gold ore, the iron pickaxe is able to successfully mine for gold. The golden pickaxe cannot. Still the same as it usually is, being unable to mine itself, meaning that the pickaxe is about as strong as it usually is when it comes down to it. When it comes to armor, a full set of iron armor will receive you 6.5 armor points, and if we go to full gold armor, you'll get another. With gold armor, you gain 7 armor points, slightly better than iron, but nowhere near as good as the next level up, such as diamond. Ultimately, having gold armor is just one of those things if you're willing to put in the effort to get to the armor, because it's not exactly amazingly better. It's like slightly marginally better than iron, which is what seems to be in most cases with the golden tools. The damage is about slightly better than iron, your armor defense is slightly better than iron, and that's about it there. It may seem very useful when it comes down to weaponry, because you do gain enough gold to do that and be able to quickly craft some good weapons. When it comes to armor, it's really one of those things. Are you willing to expend the time to find the gold in order to create golden armor, or are you just going to do your typical iron armor because it's a little easier to do anyway, and you're going to get diamond armor in the future pretty quickly either way. One benefit that you do have there though is that the gold armor is going to be stronger, and you use gold armor when it comes to dealing with piglins, so it could be handy in that situation there. Water. You hate the water. This is just kind of a similar thing to the Enderian's ability, where water just deals damage to you. As you can see, it doesn't deal damage immediately. You've got a moisture bar that's slowly going down, and once it reaches 0, you start taking damage from the water. Once you hop out of the water, the bar doesn't seem to recharge. No, it just instantaneously goes back to normal. Once the bar disappears, the moment you enter exit water and go back in again, it's back to full. You don't need to worry about any form of charge for that one. All you need to do is exit the water, then quickly go back in, and you'll be fine. See, we go out and we go back in, and you'll be back to full bar again, despite how long we're in there. We wait a few moments here until it goes down to a little bit lower, and about like it's a lower quarter, we're about to start taking damage. We take damage, we jump out, and we jump back in, and we're back to a full bar again. Overall, it's not too detrimental of an ability. You can just easily jump out of the water for a brief moment and you can suddenly be able to sit in the water for a little bit longer again. Next we've got fall trauma. You take more kinetic damage. This is one thing to keep in mind, is that when it comes to fall damage or any form of momentum kinetic based damage such as an elytra flying, you can take extra damage. Meaning that a 4-block jump, if we can do it, I do that. Meaning a 3-block jump will deal some damage. Taking a 3-block jump will require you to take a full heart of damage. We go down this block here. We don't take any damage from precisely 3, but 4 blocks will require a full heart and a half of damage. Grab this here and we'll make our way up to this tree here. This block height here will be enough to do a pretty significant amount of damage for you. Hate armor. You can't use iron armor. Well, this one's a little bit of a not quite correct, because I was successfully using iron armor to showcase the difference between gold and iron armor before. As you can see here, we're currently wearing a full set of iron armor, so I don't know about you, it doesn't seem to be working as intended. Yeah, I'm still taking, my damage is slightly more resistant than usual. I'm not taking anywhere near as much damage when I get hit by Mr. Husky Boy over here. In the case where golden armor is better than iron armor, it makes a lot more sense to roll for a golden armor, mainly because of you're meant to have disadvantage when it comes to iron armor. Clearly in this case it's not quite functioning as intended. I'm assuming this would probably get fixed pretty quickly once the creator knows about it, but again, it's still something interesting to keep in mind. Super Mario. When you're not moving, you jump higher. So whenever you're moving around, you jump your single 1 block of height. You'll see also some nice particles come out from beneath your feet whenever you do a jump, which is just a nice nudity. But if you're not jumping at all, you can jump up to 4 blocks high instead of your usual 1 block. So you're not moving. If you want to make a nice bit of height, as you can see, just simply jumping without any form of movement attached to it will get you a lot of height. Now, unfortunately, because you can't move until after you've performed the jump, so you have to press spacebar before you do any form of movement, you're likely only going to be able to move around 4 blocks if you're lucky in the air. Meaning that you can't really use this for parkour purposes to get some nice momentum. It really just allows you to go like 4 blocks if you're good at it. So you go up and then move forward immediately. You're not going to be able to quite make those type of jumps with your big jump. It's useful, but also not useful at the same time. It's going to be good to get out of heights, especially when you're climbing up caves that have got multi-block high climbing factors instead of it being a nice staircase type thing. But beyond that, it's not going to be extremely useful. Ultimately, I feel like this origin is kind of lackluster. It's a cool... It's not a bad origin per se. I just feel like it doesn't quite execute on its theming and ideas as well as it could have. Again though, I feel like one of the little things you can do is like with a lot of other origins that have weapon, where the characters have a special weapon, maybe you could, let's say for a Grim Reaper, you give it a Neverite Hoe by default that's enchanted with some damaging things, maybe give yourself be able to get a powerful golden sword to start with or something on those lines, just something to boost it up. Like you start off with the hero sword, it does a lot of extra damage. It's extremely buffed in compared to a typical golden sword, and you always have one. Or maybe something along those lines. I don't know. It's a somewhat decent origin. I feel like there's definitely far more ideas it could have grabbed from the Adventure Time show, as I believe there's a lot of different things you can do. Like, for example, in the later seasons, Finn no longer has a human arm. One of his arms is now replaced with some robotic one, and other things along those lines. There's definitely a lot of other ideas that could have been used in theming of this origin, but it's still a decent origin if you want something themed after Finn from that show. Either way, if you did enjoy this video, make sure to hit the subscribe button down below, make sure to leave a like, and click this video on the end screen now. But until next time guys, I hope you guys have a good day, and bye bye!